Welcome to Bill
Woo!
Do. My name is Jeremy. You can find me on Twitter at Buffalornia.
My name is Max. You can find me on Twitter at Cinco de Maxo. We're a little late, guys. We're a little late. You guys are good keeping us on our toes here, making sure we know that we're a little late. Just a little bit. 2 minutes late.
I'll have the comments
it's
up.
fine. Fashionably late.
Yeah, fashionably late. We just want to make sure we're ready. We got Steve Mathis saying Max is caught up in a Jon Gruden cease and desist. Yeah, we just got off the phone with the attorneys.
Yeah, man, I'm in legal trouble, man. It's too accurate of an impersonation. I'm being told by Gruden's lawyers. I don't know. Yeah, it's getting rough out there. I don't know how to handle the fame. It's tough.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm back. I'm happy to be back. By the way, I'm glad.
Yeah, how was your wedding, Jeremy?
It was very good. It was awesome, actually. No complaints. Everything went well. Kind of like a catch up. So we did that. Next morning, I got up at about 7:30, kind of early, and was pretty much helping break everything down. But luckily, by the time the game started, like everything was mostly done. So I was able to stream most of the game like on the app, and because I got to see a lot of it,
Wow.
which is cool. So, but yeah, it was very good. I'm glad there's still a spot for me here. It would have sucked if I came back and you're like, it actually went much smoother without you. So see you later. Casey is
what a weekend.
Good.
Wow.
It was. So Max, I guess we just get right into it. I kind of want to do some AFC East talk. And by that, I mean, it's just a reason for us to just shit on the Jets a little bit,
Yes. Perfect. And what better time to shit on the Jets? I'm just going to jump right into my what the fuck of the week, Jeremy, because my what the fuck is to the New York Jets for thinking that they might actually win a football game. They believed that they could win a football game. They tried to win a football game this week, Jeremy.
I don't know.
And it's like
they were the only ones.
You got to stay in your lane. You're the Jets. You're not supposed to try to win a game. They got close. They got dangerously close to winning.
They did. For a little while, the game actually looked competitive. First off, give credit where credit's due. Sam Darnold had a really good touchdown run in the game. It was like over 40 yards. He literally looked like he was running for his life, to be honest. So did you see that?
I saw that touchdown run, and it was a little bit of like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, he's definitely been watching a lot of Josh Allen on tape, because it looked like a Josh Allen type run. He really did a great job of just avoiding guys. He avoided one guy in the pocket, then he steps up to the right, jukes another guy, and then it's off to the races. He's able to sprint out of a couple tackles, and like there was no one left. So that was definitely a point.
One guy in the Broncos secondary, who was like in front of him, and it looks like he just stopped and like got out of his way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry.
I think it was definitely one of those things where it was like, you don't expect Sam Darnold to be the type of quarterback just to keep running. You expect Josh Allen to be that type of quarterback to keep running and barrel through guys, but you expected Sam Darnold there. I think everyone expected Sam after the first 10 yards of that run to take a slide, to slide down, because he doesn't do that. He normally slides.
And he kind of
it was like, oh,
fake
shoot,
slide,
he's
right?
still running.
Josh Allen actually commented on Twitter throughout the game. He said there was like a fake slide in there. Like maybe he was trying to make people think he was about to slide.
Oh,
or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he say that? I don't know. I did not see that on Twitter.
Yeah, if you go back and watch it, it's probably like just really brief. Like maybe for a second, like Darnold just looks like he's about to go like slide, but he just kept running. But yeah, so good run, good on him. However, Jets still gonna jet. They lost to a 0-3 Broncos team who's also riddled with injuries and down to their third string undrafted quarterback making like his first career start.
My God, Brett Rippon of the Broncos,
or something. Yeah.
It was incredible just trying to listen to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman get through this terrible Thursday night football game between these two terrible teams. I mean, it turned out to be a very exciting game, but just like the fact that Joe Buck is calling Brett Rippon in the pocket, throwing the ball deep downfield, it's just ridiculous.
Just saying the name, hearing the name of somebody.
Yeah, Brett Rippon. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, again,
also,
with all the injuries nowadays.
I was watching the game. at my house with my Jets friend, and he's a lifelong Jets fan. So, God bless his soul, because I don't know how he's done it, but he was so just. This was the most traumatic night in the last year for him, because it was just heartbreaking, play after heartbreak, because they kept teasing you. The Jets kept teasing him like, oh, we're actually going to put it together. We might actually pull out this game. But then in the end, we all knew it was going to happen. The Jets were going to lose, and they did. So
Yeah. And Colin Cowherd, he was talking before the game, and this works because I kind of wanted to like shit on him a little bit too. He was saying that he had a source. He's like, my source tells me that if the Jets lose on Thursday, then Gase is fired. And then I actually went on Twitter, and like Benjamin Albright said, he's like, I reported this on Sunday. And like Cowherd was doing it like 2 days later or something.
Colin Cowherd can't pretend to be a source guy. He's not a sports.
Yeah.
He's not a source guy. That's like Stephen A. Smith going on Twitter and saying, sources tell me that, LeBron James is going to the Magic or something. Like, you're not. That's not your job. Stay in your lane, Colin Cowherd.
Yeah. And stay in your lane.
You say dumb things.
Another thing I didn't like about it is he like the video I saw of him. He ended it with saying he's like, and remember this, people, or something like that. He's like, Ryan Tannehill got better after Gase left. Like, trying to make like some type of like declaration or a statement. Yeah. And it was like, I was like, no shit, dude. Like, that's been talked about. Everybody knows that. Multiple players, like, but he was like so serious when he said it, as if he was bringing it to light.
And you know why he got better? You know why he got better? Because Adam Gase made Ryan Tannehill wear his hat backwards. And, as Colin Cowherd always knows, if you wear a hat backwards as a franchise quarterback, it's a bad sign. Bad sign. Oh, yeah. You cannot be a franchise quarterback with your hat backwards.
To him, a backwards hat is almost like a swastika. Just like,
yeah, it really is.
The
imagery to him. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, that is a great comparison to make, like, of how he sees it, because he does see it as like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, and it's like the coaches are coming out just wearing like athletic shirts, but you have a problem with like a backwards hat. Like, it's so dumb. And I love, I believe Steve Mathis said this about Cowherd. He's just like, he's got so much time to fill that he just has to take like every single possible stance there is. So it's like, in a week, he'll probably, in like a month, he'll probably like have his hat on backwards and be like, oh, I've always liked this. It's pretty fun. It's cool. Yeah, it's like Scott Blakely says, but Cowherd's annoying. But yeah,
he's
so that's kind of it. But that's kind of it as far as the Jets. But somebody had a question up here that I did want to bring up to close out this Jets talk. And it was, Zach Allen says, the rest of the Jets schedule, how are they going to win a game? They have a big chance of going 0-16. I almost think they do, Max. I mean, I'm not going to get into. I don't think we can get into 0-16 talk yet. Maybe
they looked competitive against the Broncos, and I know the Broncos are a terrible team, but like, there's got to be a week where everything goes the Jets' way and everything goes the wrong way for the opposing team they're facing. Like, it just happens. It's really difficult to go 0-16.
If they can get fully healthy, and then I don't know, maybe they would have a shot at beating like Miami or something.
Yeah,
I don't know, but they're not looking good.
They're bad. We all know they're bad. Thank God we got to shit on the Jets, because that was fun. It was a fun Thursday night watching my Jets friend just be absolutely traumatized the whole night. That was kind of nice. I felt bad for him, but also I was like, haha, I was laughing at him the whole time. So that was fun. Yeah. Chris Janke says any given Sunday, the Jets can look competent. Any given Sunday. Unlikely, but any given Sunday.
But also, of course, what Bobby says as well.
Yes.
The Jets.
Yes.
But yeah, so anyways, to round out AFC East, Dolphins got their first win against the Jaguars. Oh well, but of course, Fitzpatrick gives like a speech out or an interview afterwards that just makes them all love us again. He's wearing like the Hawaiian shirt showing off his chest hair. And then Cam Newton has tested positive.
Yeah. We got to round out today. We got to round out the AFC East by talking about the biggest news right now in the sports world, which is Cam Newton on the Patriots, positive for the coronavirus. Not just positive for his bizarre haircut, positive for the coronavirus. That's not good for him, of course. we wish the best of luck for him and his health and recovery, but we're going to have a backup quarterback in New England. It's going to be Jarrett Stidham.
And and also listen to Carson here. Everybody, please smash that like button. That has nothing to do with us saying that Cam Newton got the coronavirus, by the way.
Yeah,
it just popped up. I'm putting it up there. I don't want anybody to get it. Sorry. Bad transition.
Kind of a bad transition there, Jeremy. But
sorry. I was just trying to be fast on it.
So the Patriots, do we think they're going to play on a Tuesday night against the Chiefs? Or do we think, Jeremy, that this is just going to be, this game is going to be postponed down the road for another week to come?
I mean, I've seen people talking to postpone it a week just because of one player. That's kind of bullshit. Holy shit.
I know it's one player now.
We got a pretty massive super chat or whatever you want to call it, Jeff King.
Thank you, Jeff King.
For that much money, come be on the show next weekend. But he says Cowherd has been painfully giving Allen respect. Painfully. Gentlemen, is it possible to purchase the BF backdrop for my man cave?
Ooh.
And thank you for the content and info. Most likely, I would definitely get with Pierre.
Yeah,
probably BM Pierre.
We have had some interest at BF. We have had interest about people reaching out trying to get backdrops. I would talk to Pierre. You can find Pierre on Twitter. Go search Pierre, Buffalo Fanatics on Twitter. You'll find him. He's a big personality. Everyone loves him. Pierre's the best. Talk to Pierre. Yeah. I think we can hook you up.
Especially when you're super chatting like that. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff King, you're going to be the new co-host of Bill's Overdue. We're replacing Jeremy.
You just bought your way on.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We were already super close to replacing Jeremy, and you just pushed us over the edge. So now, Jeremy, you're gone.
Is it because is it just for getting married? Is that it?
Yeah, it's just for getting married and skipping Bill's Overdue, man. Sorry, man. Priorities.
My wife is already making my life miserable.
Steve Mathis says,
oops, I pulled it up right after you did.
Right after I pulled it up. Yep. Steve Mathis says he'll contact Pierre about it, Jeff. So thank you, Steve. And let's get right back into the to Stidham talk.
Chris Janke, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Janke. Stidham was hyped as the starting quarterback all offseason. Now Cam is out and they're starting Hoyer. Oh, have they mentioned Hoyer? Because I saw somebody saying that. Talking about Hoyer, and I was like, yeah, why wouldn't you not want to see? I don't know, maybe because it's just the Chiefs, and I don't know if they're still not confident with Stidham. I mean, Hoyer's got a little bit of experience in there.
Yeah,
I would have thought they'd go with Stidham as well.
I think Patriots fans want to see Stidham. I have a Patriots fan where even after they signed Cam Newton, he was all aboard the Jarrett Stidham train. He just wants to see Jarrett Stidham out there and ball. So I don't know. I think I want to see Jarrett Stidham. I want to see what Jarrett Stidham has got and what he can do under Josh McDaniels and what kind of plays they can call for him there. We know who Brian Hoyer is. Like, he's just boring and old and sometimes decent, but he's just a prototypical backup. Come on, let's throw Stidham out there and see what he can do.
Yeah. So, but as far as the rest of the AFC East teams go, Max, I don't think I have anything else to add to that. How about you?
I think we just gotta, rounding out AFC East talk, like in terms of just COVID right now, because obviously the Patriots are in this situation where, as of now, it looks like the game might be played Tuesday night against Kansas City. But this is a tentative proposal. Like only one player on the Patriots right now and only one player on the Chiefs right now is tested positive. But that could change very soon. We could be sitting here tomorrow and all of a sudden 4 players on each team are positive. And then what happens down the line? I agree with Steve Mathis of Buffalo Fanatics had this take where they should basically do what the NFL did during the 2001 season when 9/11 happened, where they basically they postponed games for a week and they basically extended the whole NFL season by 1 week, where everything was just pushed down a week pretty much. I think that's what you got to do in this scenario. Like, it's not just the Patriots and the Chiefs now. We got the Titans are an absolute disaster, and we're playing them next week. They got a complete outbreak. So I think it's the best idea if you're the NFL is to just cut your losses and extend the whole season by a week. Like, just do it now, get it over with. You're probably going to have to do it at some point this season. I think the best decision would be to do it now. And then maybe if you have to down the line, extend it by 2 weeks, extend it by 3 weeks. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. what do you think about Brian Bauer's question? Do you think the NFL should have and could have did a bubble to prevent this from happening, or is it just wasn't feasible? How long when the NBA started back up? How long was all? I mean, I know it's still going, but how long was that whole process for?
So I mean they were planning the NBA thing for a long time. It took a long time just to plan all the logistics of the NBA proposal out. Like they were planning about that planning that I believe in like April, and the bubble season in the NBA resumed on July 30th. So like it takes a while to prepare something like that. And when you talk about the NFL, with the size of the teams, the size of the staffs, it's obviously much bigger than the NBA when you just have, in terms of numbers, pure numbers. I don't think a bubble's feasible. Like obviously, I'm not in charge of the NFL logistics when it comes to that stuff, but there's so many moving parts when it comes to a bubble, and I think that would be crazy difficult.
Yeah, and things are going good for a while. I think you just got to ask your players and your personnel to just do what's asked of them. Do the precautions, do what you got to do. That's it. Another super chatter.
Shout out super chatter Scott Van Loo. So it looks like Brown's going to be out Sunday afternoon. Do you think Gabe Davis can handle, or Gabriel Davis, excuse me, he likes to be called Gabriel. I should know that by now. Do you think Gabriel Davis can handle the load? I mean, he is so versatile, but on the other hand, he is still a rookie. What do you think? I think Gabriel Davis is a baller, and I think he can handle the load. And I think we've seen so much hype out of him during, before the season began in camp. And I think there's nothing else to like. I think he's just been so solid for us for the first 3 weeks of the season. We've gotten so much out of him, and we didn't expect to get this much out of him. I think he's a rising star, and I think he's just going to keep getting better and better. So what do you think about that, Jeremy?
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him maybe give him a little bit to work with. I mean, he did a pretty good against like the first half, or part of the Rams. He put up 4 catches for 80 yards, so pretty decent. And against the the Raiders, who are also kind of here with injuries, like this could be a game where I think he can take on a little bit more and maybe have some success. But however, Steve Mathis says he was a full participant today.
Yeah, I was going to mention
Friday.
that.
Sorry,
I was more addressing the Gabriel Davis question there, but yes, Brown was a full participant Friday. He was off the injury report, which was surprise. It was a surprise to me because I think he was listed as limited on Thursday, and he was dealing with a calf injury. And I was listening to the Bills guys last night, and calf injuries are they're kind of more. You want to be cautious when it comes to calf injuries, but looks like he was a full participant Friday. So I do actually think, Scott, he will play on Sunday. So you don't even have to worry about Gabe Davis being good or bad, but I think Gabe Davis will be out there on some 4 wide receiver sets every now and then with the Bills.
This kind of seems like a good time, Max, to maybe go into our reactions to the Rams game. I know it's been a while, but this is the only time you and I actually get to talk about it. So
yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the Rams game. Because like I said, we talked about Gabriel Davis put up 4 catches for 80 yards. I'm gonna start this off with my what the fuck, Max, and my what the fuck is to Tyler Kroft. You're talking about staying in your lane. Tyler Kroft comes out and gets 2 touchdowns in a game, and I didn't even know he was allowed to do that. Did you?
I didn't know either. He's such the vanilla tight end on our roster. Like, you think about Dawson Knox is the exciting, flashy, exciting, like badass tight end, and Dawson Knox is the polar opposite. He's the juxtaposition. Like he's boring. He wears sweaters to press conferences.
You said Dawson Knox again on accident.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Tyler Kroft is the opposite of Dawson Knox. Tyler Kroft is boring, vanilla. He kind of looks a little dumb, a little dim, just his face. And he doesn't look like he should really like go out there and do that much. Like he just looks like kind of a role player, just, contributes every now and again.
Like Knox he's got the curls, the hair, he's got the bandana,
he's got the swag, he's got the Rambo nickname, he's got the, Juggernox nickname.
And Kroft is like you said, vanilla. Like if you he's like the tight end embodiment of vanilla ice cream, and not even like vanilla bean, which is better, but just regular vanilla. No toppings, nothing. It's just
he just looks like a guy that like stands alone in the bar and like, he tries to go up and talk to people, but like he just looks out of place all the time, in public. That kind of guy. He's a little tall, he's a little awkward looking. And this again, nothing against Tyler Kroft, but that's just who you are, man. That's just who you are. Accept it. But
Max,
he scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I gotta pose this question. Do we like Tyler Kroft now? Because some people, and I'll give my reason. Some people are kind of like already saying, "Ooh, when Knox is healthy, should Kroft like be tight end 1 still?" Like I've seen a couple people kind of like just blowing up Tyler Kroft a bit, and I'm like, I feel like I would pump the brakes. And Lone Wolf, I think, kind of agrees with me too. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, 2 touchdowns are great, but 4 catches for 24 yards. I'm sorry. I'm just like, no, he had a decent game, but also he had 2 touchdowns, but Lee Smith had a touchdown. Reggie Gilliam, Zach Moss, like we've been moving the ball around. So to act
Josh Allen's been throwing it to everybody. Like everyone with a pulse has caught a touchdown so far this year.
Yeah, it's like so much. I don't really think it's like, oh, Tyler Kroft's like showing up now. It's like, no, I think just Daboll's doing well with the offense, and we're just spreading the ball around. So I mean, hey, if Kroft like continues to step it up, cool. But I've seen a couple people just think like, oh, Kroft like really balled out, and I'm just like, like I said.
Yeah, and Zach Allen brings up a good point. Tyler Kroft would have been a good tight end if he wasn't injured all the time. True. Kroft can still be good if he just stays healthy. I'd agree. But again, I go back to my point of he looks boring, man. Like he just looks boring. And like this was an outlier game. This was an outlier game because it's one of those games where next week, Dawson Knox is back, and Dawson Knox is going to get the majority of the snaps and the majority of the catches as a tight end. So, do I like Tyler Kroft now? No, I don't. Still, he's still a bit boring to me. I'm glad he caught those 2 touchdowns, but he's still the same guy to me.
I was trying to pull it up. I can't stand his Madden picture. And I know you're not a big Madden guy, but if you pull a Madden, like he looks like I don't know.
Does
like
he look
5th
dumb?
grade dork.
He looks like dumb.
Like a dork. Like
cool. That's all I need to know.
Head.
Someone tweet us a picture of Tyler Kroft's Madden picture. I want to see that.
Yeah, I tried to Google it, but it's the worst picture of him. I was like, come on, he looks a little better than that. It's just it's not good. But
hey, Mike Trotter, I'm calling you out. Hey, Knox can catch. He can catch the difficult ones. All right.
That's true.
He can catch the difficult ones. Sometimes he has a little trouble on the easy catches, but he's improving.
He only likes,
right? Sorry,
he only likes to catch it.
You got me a little riled up with that comment, man.
He just likes to make the sexy catches. So he's not about those easy ones.
Brian Bowers, you're on the case. All right. You get that. You send a picture of that to us. Tweet us at Bills Overdue and get us a picture. Thank you.
If you haven't
already for your service.
if you haven't already released Kroft from your franchise.
Yeah, right. All right, we got another super chat. Oh,
I did it again too.
We're clicking on the same comments at the same time, Jeremy.
All right, you're in charge of super chats.
All right, got it. Scott Van Loo says again, the Bills activated Norman this week. They say he's good to go. How many snaps do you think he'll get this weekend?
Oh, wait a second.
This is a tough question.
If Norman's going to play, who do you think he's going to take snaps away from?
No. This is a tough question, Jeremy. I don't know.
What player
Listen,
is going
Levi
to lose
Wallace
snaps?
is
Levi
had a bounce back game. Levi had a bounce back game in week 3. So, first of all, I want to address the fact that last week I said that maybe Levi Wallace had lost a step. Maybe he's not the cornerback 2 of the future for the Bills. And I was wrong because I should have sticked with my guns because Levi Wallace is still a beast and he's still going to be a baller for us in the secondary. So Levi Wallace alert. Boop.
Did you see how PFF
he's still a baller?
Did you see how PFF called his interception saying that it wasn't a turnover worthy play?
What the fuck is PFF doing? I don't get it.
They posted pictures. It was Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, and somebody else, maybe Russell Wilson. He's like, they're saying the only 3 quarterbacks who haven't thrown a turnover like worthy throw or something. And people are like, Goff threw an interception. And I guess they're just trying to say that, someone's like, well, not all interceptions are on quarterbacks. And I was like, he intercepted it. How is that not an intercept? How is that not a turnover worthy?
How can you just keep tweeting this stuff like, oh, this was a touchdown, but it wasn't a touchdown worthy play, or this was an interception, it wasn't an interception worthy play. Shut up.
I could understand
if the end result, not
if he
what
threw it
worthy of.
If he threw it and someone like if a receiver just like let it bounce off their chest, and then somebody caught it, then I would say, yeah, that's not on like the quarterback. But I don't know. It's PFF just moving the stick.
So anyway, this was kind of a roundabout answer, Scott, but I'm going to get back to your original question. I still think Levi Wallace is going to be the guy this week, and I think Norman will be on the field for some snaps, but I think Levi will be the main cornerback too this week. And if Levi does well this week, I think that trend will continue moving throughout the season. I think Norman will be on the bench and Levi will be out there, but I think it all depends on Levi's performance this week. If he plays bad, I think we see Norman out there, and it just depends, how that shakes out for the rest of the season.
I need Brian. Whoopsie. Sorry. Wrong person. Brian, I need you to share your handle so I can pull it up.
Wait, I got it.
You?
I think. Yep.
Yeah. We're the only vidcast making a big deal about Tyler Croft's matter. There it is. That's awful.
Dork alert. It's like his face is the same color. Now this could be the lighting on the camera itself, but looking at my screen, his skin tone is the same color as the white NFL shirt he's wearing.
I feel like if you're
not
like,
a good look.
I feel like you said, hey Tyler, what's your favorite food? He'd be like, corn. Like, no. Anything else? Like, no. Corn. That's what his face looks like.
I'm getting like have you read Of Mice and Men?
Yes.
He just seems like the kind of the dim-witted guy that's the poor sap that I can't remember that book completely, but Glenny, yeah. Lenny, yep.
So back to the Rams game. So we're talking about Norman coming back. We kind of got a little sidetracked.
We got a little argument going on in the comment section. Zach Allen says Levi is poop, and Zach Black has the counter argument that Levi isn't poop. He's just inconsistent as fuck. So the comment section's heating up, guys. Keep going at each other.
Agree. Like the beginning of last season, man, Wallace was looking really good. I remember that in the Patriots game. He played the first time we played him. He was doing awesome. And it would be nice to see if he can, keep it going. But I agree, he's inconsistent. And somebody else said maybe have him split the reps for the first game, do some competition. I don't know. What do you think, Max? And take your Levi Wallace standhood out of it for a second. Would you be in favor of splitting them or slowly working Norman in?
Yeah, I think slowly working Norman in. Taking my Levi Wallace fandom out of it, I guess, is from a pure football perspective. He just returned from IR. Josh Norman did. So let's work him back slowly. Don't throw him out on the field for the whole game. I think you got to take it slow, work it back slowly, and determine from there who's playing better on the field.
Yeah, I gotta pull up Jonathan's because we talk a lot of crap, but he's right. He looks like a dork, but if we lined up across from him for one down, he would truck us. Absolutely, of course.
And
he's a tight end.
I also want to kind of rescind a comment I made, or just kind of clarify that yes, Tyler Croft and I basically have the same skin tone. So I'm not. He's very pasty white, but I'm also very pasty white. So. From one pasty white guy to another, I can say that he looks like a dork. But I look like a dork too, so it's all right.
So the Rams game, Max, again, we can sidetrack, but the first thing I wrote, man, when it got to the end, the first thing going through was I thought Singletary was looking pretty good throughout the game. Zach Moss was out, and so we kind of got to see Singletary be the main back again. And yeah, he put up, I believe it was around 120 scrimmage yards. So that was nice to see. What do you think?
Yeah, Singletary definitely had a huge bounce back game. And yeah, he just looked solid. He looked like the guy we saw last year. You saw him make runs where it was other running backs in the league. They wouldn't have fallen forward for that extra 1 yard or 2 yards. I always hear guys say, football guys say, the sign of a great running back is when you get tackled, but you're able to fall forward for that extra yard. Singletary's able to do that really well, where he gets wrapped up and he spins a little forward, or he's able to spin out of a tackle, spin loose for another extra couple yards. And that's just a great, valuable asset to have in a running back. So I love Singletary. And, as long as Moss is out, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Moss being out because I love Yeldon as a backup, guy that can catch the ball and run the ball. Like, I'm just not worried about our running back room, even without Moss being there.
Yeah, and somebody asked earlier if Moss was going to be active. I believe the last injury report said it was questionable, so it sounds like it might be like a game day decision, maybe. But I've been thinking about this. If Moss does comes back, I think the workload should probably shift a little more to Singletary instead of getting close to splitting. Yeah, I definitely like to see Singletary getting more snaps in this next game for sure. What was okay? I'm gonna go to just the one bad thing I wrote about the Rams. And it was I was just so mad that we blew a 25-point lead. I'm glad we won, but just the fact that we did so well for 2.5 quarters, and then just we lost that lead for a while. Granted, that bullshit interception kind of if that doesn't get called, then maybe we score again and it doesn't happen that way. But man, the defense, Max. The defense is it's not what we were hoping so far.
It's not. And we got to focus on the 25-point lead that we blew because, honestly, it felt great winning the game Sunday and just, it was an incredible game. Incredible, not really back and forth, but we come out to the huge lead and then we blow it. But then Josh Allen's able to lead us down the field at the end of the fourth quarter and win us the game. It felt awesome. It felt like a playoff type game. It was super exciting. It was just great football, but yes, the 25-point lead was very concerning. This isn't the same defense that we saw last year. It's just not. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the COVID shortened off season, but we just don't look, and we lost a step. And I was listening to those guys last night and they were talking a lot about this where, we didn't have AJ Klein on the field basically at all last week because, it was just Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds, and we had Teron Johnson out there, and he's just not a big body. He's not another linebacker. He's kind of our slot corner, and he's trying to go past blockers, and he can't match up because he just doesn't have the size. So it was a matchup problem of Sean McVay was doing all these incredible things on offense, running the ball because we couldn't stop the run, and we couldn't stop the run because we had Teron Johnson out there trying to get through big bodies. And that's not a knock against Teron Johnson, but that's not his role on this team. He's supposed to be a corner, not a linebacker for us. So yeah, that was kind of how we ended up in that situation where they just kept running it down our throats and we couldn't stop them. But at the end of the day, we still got great playmakers. This is an elite defense. They know how to bounce back. And I don't think it's time to press the panic button on this defense at all. We're only 3 weeks in, and there's plenty of time to turn this around.
Yeah, the personnel is there. And I mean, last season, obviously the defensive line is probably the most different almost, if you ask me. Losing Jordan Phillips, Shaq Lawson, and bringing in quite a, and Star Lotulelei also. But that's where we got the newest people. So maybe you kind of hope it's no preseason. They're kind of getting down. But yeah, I don't know.
It's the defensive line that's been struggling. Zach Allen says we need a one-tech defensive tackle. We are missing Star Lotulelei. Star Lotulelei was a huge part of our defense in the terms of that position, that one-tech defensive tackle. And I'm not going to pretend that I know a lot about this because I'm just basically taking all the words out of Steve Mathis's mouth last night on the Bills guys. But that's hurt us on the defensive line. And
that's why we do our show on Saturday, so we can listen to everybody else.
We have to listen to Steve Mathis and Dave Tilton, and they tell us all what to say in terms of this actual official stuff. We just make the jokes and stuff.
And then we just repeat it and act like we watched it as well. So some interesting things that I had. Quentin Spain did not play any snaps at left guard or right guard or any guard.
Weird.
He was completely benched after extending him, giving him a 3-year contract, which everyone says we can get out of it after this year. Yeah, I get that. We can get out of it after this year, but I mean, he gave him 3 years, so it kind of seems like he had some confidence in him. But this season, he just, from what it sounds like, is he just hasn't really been doing very well. It's one of them. It's either the pass or the run that I feel like he's not doing great at. Somebody mentioned to it, but I can't recall. But he got benched. We did some O-line shuffling. Cody Ford, I believe, played the entire game at left guard this time.
Yeah.
And Brian Winters came in and sucked at right guard.
Let's just address the fact that everyone on Twitter hates Brian Winters, and it's completely valid because I don't know. He's a former Jet, so first of all, you're not in a good spot there if you're a former Jet. We haven't had good history with former Jets on this roster when you think about like Spencer Long.
Well, Spencer Long wasn't bad. We really didn't give him that much.
I guess we
only gave him once. He hardly played.
Don't try to ruin my point, Jeremy. Anyway, he's a former Jet. We don't like Jets. Everyone was just ragging on Brian Winters for sucking last week. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, Tilt Money says Winters was ass.
He was cheeks.
That's a technical term. Yeah, that was cheeks. Yeah, we had someone in our comment section the other week say someone was cheeks, and we were laughing at that for like 5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't understand. Well, get the man that we paid this offseason in Quentin Spain. Get him on the field. Like, what's going on? I wish I was a fly on the wall in the Bills' offensive line room, so I knew what the hell was happening in that situation, because it seems so bizarre to me.
Dragon 5 Wolf Max says Andre Roberts was a former Jet, and he's doing fine.
So, all right, well, again, stop trying to ruin my points, guys. Like, I don't think about my points that much before I say them. Like, come on. Like
that's true. We really don't put a lot of thought into anything. We just say
yeah.
But yeah, as I mentioned, my good. I thought Davis had a good little chunk of yardage, but he kind of disappeared though, also for a good part of the game after that, right? Like, I don't think he did a whole lot in the second half. Again, I wasn't able to watch all of it, so my memory's a little fuzzy of it overall. I had to go back and watch like highlights.
He's a Wookiee. He's a Wookiee. He's a rookie wide receiver. He's a rookie wide receiver, and
Jeff King.
I think
too nice.
Oh,
another one.
Cut me off.
Jeff, thank you so much. Seriously, so congrats to you and your wife, Jeremy. Wishing you both a happy future. Take it from someone who has been there, unfortunately, several times. LOL. Patience and respect for one another. A prenup helps too. Yeah, we didn't do a prenup.
Awesome comment, Jeff.
I don't have much she can take from me at this moment, but thank you. My wife is a Colts fan, which it's definitely not the worst fan base to be a part of.
Bad at all.
Yeah, but I like the Colts actually. You know, they got Frank Reich, former Bills court. That Andrew, like they had a pretty good team. If I had to like root for another team, I could totally root for the Colts. But thank you, Jeff King, so much.
Hey,
that's
guys,
too kind.
Go smash that like if you like the fact that Jeremy's married right now, which is pretty cool.
Oh, shucks.
Smash that like.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. It is. Hey, are you a changed man, Jeremy? You know, it feels different.
Yes,
you feel different to me. I don't know if I like it or not.
People keep asking me, they're like, does it feel different? And I was like, the only thing that's different is people asking you if it feels different. Like we got married on Saturday, like Sunday evening, we're sitting at home watching TV again, watching dinner. I was like, back to normal, which is fine. You know, it's just when we do our taxes next, that'll be different. Tomani says I look domesticated. Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but like, sure.
Domesticated. Like I was wild before I was untamed. And now I'm domesticated.
Yep.
Probably because
you were a wild man.
Probably because I drank too much last night. That's why I seem domesticated today.
All right. Anyway,
too much, just the right amount.
Let's. I was gonna make a point about Gabe Davis, and then
Jeff nobody King cares about me. But
thanks. Shout out Jeff King. But I think Gabe Davis, like, he didn't drop any balls last week, and he's a rookie wide receiver. So like, that's as much as you can ask from a rookie wide receiver that was drafted in the 4th round.
Did you call him Gabe again?
Oh my God, Gabriel! I'm sorry,
Gabriel.
I keep wanting to shorten it to Gabe.
I wonder if
Gabriel
he doesn't
Davis.
I wonder if he doesn't like Gabe because it sounds too close to gay. I wonder if that's it.
Oh, well,
Gabe.
Let's not say that.
He's like, no. I'm just thinking if that was me and I didn't want it, I'd be like, I don't know, just
maybe
guessing. Let's throw up Pierre's comment here. It says, shout out to Jeff King. You are noticed, sir. Pierre, we got to get that man
the
a backdrop.
Kingpin.
Yes, Pierre's in the house. Got to get Jeff King a backdrop. But anyways, Max, sorry. Back to your.
Yeah, he looked very good, and he caught all his balls, and he's a fourth rounder. He's not like a first round rookie. So I think he looks amazing for us, and he just keeps improving. So,
when people say he was a fourth rounder
great.
in a deep wide receiver draft, I heard people say, in a normal draft, he could have gone even earlier.
Excuse me. Sorry. Had to cough there.
Max got
What's up?
I said you got the Rona.
No. Just a tickle in the back of the throat. That's it.
But he's a fourth.
I haven't been near Cam Newton or Donald Trump recently, so I think I'm safe.
Not a lot of people can say that. Gabriel would have been a second round pick any other year, says Zach Allen. Yeah, I've heard people say that. He could have gone even higher if it wasn't so deep with our wide receivers. But I would love to see him get more work. But whatever wins it, whatever helps us win the game. He kind of stepped up when Brown went out in the last game, but we got a lot of people who can step up. So it's really cool not having to rely on just like two people. This is a good question. I was thinking myself. Spin 0481 says, when does Isaiah Hodgins come back? I mean, if Norman is being activated, he could be activated if he was feeling better. I know he was dealing with an injury, but I haven't heard anything about Isaiah Hodgins yet.
I feel like there's just so much talent in our wide receiver room right now. I've seen no reason to, push a guy down in order to elevate Isaiah Hodgins. Isaiah Hodgins a rookie, and we don't really know much about him yet, but I don't see any reason to activate Isaiah Hodgins to the active roster unless one of our guys gets injured,
Agreed. Anything else about the Rams game, Max, you want to
just sum it up? I think don't panic on the defense. Our offense is phenomenal. Josh Allen's a beast. Devin Singletary's a beast. Gabe Davis is a great complimentary piece. Stephon Diggs is an alpha dog. We're going to figure it out. We're not going to blow 25-point leads regularly. All right. This is not something that's going to happen a lot. This is a one-time thing. Our defense is going to get back on track, and we're going to be amazing unless, Rona cancels the season, which knock on wood, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, guys. I ruined the whole vibe, but I don't know.
So speaking, Max, of our phenomenal offense, I feel like each week we have to kind of do like an update on Josh Allen's season. And I want to start off, Max. I know Pierre, before any games were played, he was saying Josh Allen's going to be a potential MVP this season. And I'm just curious, how did you feel about that before the season ever started, Max?
No, before the season, and we talked about this last week when I was with Casey on Bills Overdue, but I don't think any of us saw. I think a lot of us were like, okay, Pierre, all right, sure, Josh Allen is going to be an MVP this season.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're hyping up the fan base, I expected to see a year 3 improvement, a big year 3 improvement, but I didn't expect a gargantuan leap forward that he's taken this year, where he's in the same conversation as Russell Wilson for being the league MVP. Let's just step back for a second and realize how unreal this is and ridiculous the situation we're in right now. I don't think any of us saw it coming. Shout out Pierre for being bold enough to say it. And that guy deserves a lot of credit. I hope he bet the same. I hope he bet money in Vegas on it. I don't know if he did, but he should have.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was hoping for improvement, but I mean, only one person can be the MVP, and for me, there's the chance of that being Josh Allen. I was like, no, not really, but you want to see improvement. Yeah. But after 3 weeks, he is in a group of people of what is it? Patrick Mahomes, was it Peyton Manning, I think, or maybe Tom Brady also. But in 3 weeks, he's thrown for over 1,000 passing yards. He's got 10 touchdowns. And I think he's the only one to also have 2 rushing touchdowns with that, So, and when Pat Mahomes did it, he won the MVP that season. And so it's crazy because I remember when Mahomes was doing this well after the first 3 seasons, I was just like, is this a fluke? Is this supposed to be happening? Because nobody expected Mahomes to be that good. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick started off like that, I think the 2018 season with what 300-400 yard games or something like that. But yeah, he's doing well, and he's getting talked about. So as Bills fans, we always think that Buffalo doesn't get any love, but it's when you actually start doing stuff to talk about, then you'll get it. What does Pierre say for us?
He's just
There's so
talking
many
about the
factors
MVP
throughout
talk
his
here.
so many factors throughout his career, the work done in the offseason and the added pieces with the defense keeping them in every game. We assume that at least all factors made sense. And with the defense, I mean, now it's the offense that are the winning the games. The
Yep.
defense, isn't, they're not quite putting it together yet. And you know what? That's fine because they did it all last season. They were there for us like
Yeah.
all last season. Like I'm not gonna go like jumping down their backs and cursing them or anything. It's fine. Like they'll get together. Like the offense is pulling their weight. Again, the defense did it all last year. So cut them some slack. Obviously, like
And
you said, we hope they'll get together.
If it wasn't for Russell Wilson throwing for like 6 touchdowns a game, he would be the front runner. And
absolutely.
like, obviously, you can say, oh, if it wasn't for this guy or if it wasn't for this guy, but like Russell Wilson's having a unbelievable, unprecedented start to a year. Like the amount of touchdowns he's thrown for, like he would have had, I think he's had like 14 touchdowns through 3 games or something like that.
Yeah, he's got a couple more on Allen for sure.
He's got a couple more, 14 touchdowns through 3 games. I think the previous best through the first 3 games was 12. And that's what Allen's at right now, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But also, Russell Wilson could have had 15 touchdowns through 3 games if it wasn't for DK Metcalf, reaching the ball at the 1-yard line and having it being punched out. So like Russell Wilson, we could be sitting here talking about how Russell Wilson had 5 touchdowns in each of his first 3 games. It's mind-boggling.
I almost made that my what the fuck. He kind of pulled a Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
I just so happened to watch. I was watching that game. I wasn't super into football at the time, but my dad was watching the game when Sammy Watkins caught that bomb and he got so close and he started like showboating and then he got tackled before it was even a touchdown. But yeah, DK Metcalf did the same thing. He caught it and the defender was kind of close to him. I don't know why he thought he could just walk in, but once he caught it, he turned around and just started getting comfortable. And it was like, dude, he's right there. So yeah, he messed up.
I mean, the good thing is for the Seahawks, and the good thing for DK Metcalf is that they won that game, because if they had lost that game by a touchdown or less, that would have been eating away at him for years and years. Like, I'm sure it's eating away at him now, but it wasn't the same. It's not the same type of thing as if the Seahawks had lost the game.
Yeah, here's another comment. Let's throw that up there. It says, same offense, added Diggs, puts Brown and Bees in natural positions, no liabilities on offense, and Allen's flaw really being the deep ball just made all the sense that it was fixed over. And that's another thing. How much better the deep ball has gotten, right? Like, I think last I heard he was like 12 for 14, and that's another thing I didn't think he would improve on. Like
12 for 14.
So well.
Is that right?
Last I heard, 15 yards or more.
About that.
15 yards or more. Right, he was 12 or 14. Okay. Can somebody confirm that for me? I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm sure somebody else is saying that.
Jeramy's always right, but
on passes over 15 yards, Josh Allen is 12 for 14. Passer ratings like in the 150s. But yeah, that was another thing I didn't expect. But
yeah, it's like we all saw during the offseason like the deep ball videos, in Miami training in the offseason. And it's one thing to see a guy completing accurate deep balls, working with his friends in the Miami Heat, like just, in the offseason on a practice field. It's another thing to see him actually complete those balls in a game. But it turns out that, that all that work he's put in this offseason, all those clips we've seen, it has worked out. He's really improved a lot on that deep ball. And that's absolutely massive for us. And that's why he's in the MVP conversation.
Yeah. And have you seen the Josh Allen apology form?
Yes, I've seen the Josh Allen apology form.
But Josh Allen, I meant to have that ready for this, but for those of you who haven't, there's a Josh Allen apology form going around for people to fill out. And I'll show it to you really quick, but it says, here's part of it. It says, to Josh Allen, the apology form. You have to date it. You have to write who it's from. I don't think PFF Sam will be filling this out anytime soon. I think their heads are too big for this. But it says reasons for behavior. I don't know football. Media told me he was bad. Was jealous of Josh Allen. Only listen to ESPN.
Mercury only listen to PFF. Is that an
Mercury
option?
Mercury was in retrograde and didn't watch the actual games. And then
Yep. You know, this is a public service announcement. This is the public service announcement portion of our show. If you know someone, if you know a loved one, a family member, a friend that needs a Josh Allen apology form, if they were wrong about Josh Allen, if they had scalding hot takes about Josh Allen, and during the pre-draft process, during the first year of Josh Allen with the Buffalo Bills, if you know someone like that, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. It's dangerous. There's an addiction hotline. We can probably put in the comments, you know, give us a call. We can talk you through it. We can talk you through how Josh Allen has fixed the deep ball. We can talk you through how Josh Allen is a beast and can run over people on the football field. We can talk about how Josh Allen is now an MVP candidate. Don't be afraid to reach out. It's okay. It's okay.
I'd like to thank this War Coder ED for this science fact. Mercury was in retrograde. We're very pro-science vidcast, so thank you. Thank you for that.
You know what I should do, Jeremy? You know what I should do? I need to print out that apology form, and I go to Hofstra University. I'm gonna print out like 100 sheets of that paper and just start like taping them all around campus. Like I'm on Long Island. I'm in like New York Jets territory, so that would be absolutely hilarious if I just put them all around campus.
You should have somebody like follow you around, like record it too. Maybe you can like pass it out to people. Just be like, excuse me, like
I'll get a clipboard, like it's a survey, or like just hand them out to people.
Go up to anybody wearing like a football jersey or football shirt and just be like, excuse me, do you need one of these?
Or it'd be even funnier, you know, catch it on video. It's someone who doesn't know football at all, and they're just like looking at it and they're like super confused, like they don't know what the hell is happening. I think we should film it. And I should put that on Twitter or something. That'd be fun. That'd be funny.
But to some of the haters, I wanted to point something out, because this week I really didn't see any hate, but I also didn't go looking for it, because I think after like 3 games I was like, that's it. Like, you should be silent. Like, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
But one person who, you know, I almost kind of want to like give some props to, some people may not like, was Jeff Swartz. Are you familiar with Jeff Swartz?
Yeah, I've heard of him. Former offensive lineman, now kind of an analyst.
Yeah, he has a podcast called Jeff Swartz is Smarter Than You, so that probably gives you an idea of how he is. But he would talk a lot of crap, but he also posted after the Dolphins game multiple times that Allen played well. And he made a good point that I think we kind of, as like Bills fans, some of us probably need to acknowledge. But he says, when he's talking about like Bills fans coming after him, he says, if you don't value someone's opinion, then like, why do you go after him? Like, why do you seek it out? You know, at certain points, he's like, if you don't like my Josh Allen takes, then why are you coming at me at all? And I was like, that's totally true. And I wish like more Bills Mafia did this, you know, stop giving these guys like so much like clicks on Twitter, you know. It's like eventually it's got to be like, nah, we're done. We got to move on. But anyhow, but he said Steven
says, Jeff, first of all, anyone that spells Jeff like this is just a dick. Anyone that spells it with an O and a G instead of a J, like, stop it.
True.
Yeah, it's a great AD bag.
I agree. That's for the most part. But see him like fess up. Like I couldn't disagree with his comments. Again, he said if I didn't value someone's opinion, I wouldn't seek it out. So, and I was like, he's right. But he actually mentioned in his podcast, his most recent one, how he's saying some good things about Josh Allen. So, you know, he's owning up to it, I guess. But somebody else mentioned, I think it's pronounced Sean. It looks like Cyan, CIA.
Yeah. Again, what is it with these guys I think anyone on Twitter that has sports takes and their name is spelled in a weird way normally just doesn't have good takes. I don't know.
That's not good, because I spell my name a little differently.
Ooh.
It's instead of Jeremy, my parents did Jeramy. So, but I guess you can still read it normal. So,
yeah. What is that Cyan guy? Or like
I think it's pronounced Sean.
Sean.
And he's so dumb. He's Irish. He's Irish, and they have like the weirdest pronunciations for things. Like, you can have they have like a 4-word letter, but it has like 6 syllables in it or something. Irish people, they're crazy.
Brings up a good point. Yeah, I know it's not an American name, but like, I don't know. I guess I'm just in the mindset of the world revolves around America.
That's true. Max is just
maybe I should stop being in that mindset, or maybe not.
So yeah, again, I didn't see that many haters, and I don't care anymore. After 3 games, it's whatever. But Max, how do you feel about the bandwagon fans? The
Do we
fans that want
have?
to jump on.
Oh,
I
dude,
saw one tweet. Some guy said he's like, you know what? I'm tired of the Cowboys. He's like, I'm switching to the Bills this season. Are you welcoming that guy with open arms? Because
it's
he says
tough.
he's a Josh Allen fan.
We might actually be getting to the point where we're gonna have some bandwagon fans, which is just a wild theory to think about. Because when's the last time that has happened? Like the '90s, like the mid '90s. Like that's crazy. I think we can still let some on. I think it's still early enough to let some bandwagon fans on.
I've seen some Bills Mafia that are just like, no, like you can't do it. Like, sorry. And I'm just like, hey, if you want to watch the Bills for a season, go for it. I don't care. It's like we know they're bandwagons, but just let them enjoy it. I don't care. They can be a part of it.
Lone Wolf brings up a good point here. Bandwagon fans fall off when we hit our first bump. That's true.
Of course, that's why they're bandwagon fans. Though.
That's the nature of bandwagon fans. Like
And if they leave, they leave. That's fine.
Yeah, if they leave, they leave. We let them leave. But yeah, it is annoying though when fans hop on to a team just when they become good. Like I've been here for I'm a young person, so I haven't lived all of the Bills torture, but I've been through a lot of hard times with the Bills, and it's like you haven't been through the worst parts with me, then why do you get to live through the best parts? So
yeah, Dragon 5 Wolf says they must sign a contract. Maybe just give them like a scarlet letter they have to wear.
Yeah,
like a B. It's like I'm a bandwagon, but I'm still here. So it's like that's okay. It.
Perfect.
Yeah, I never read the book, but I heard about it.
Yeah, I read like the cliff notes online of it, but
I didn't even do that. Never had to read it.
My English teacher's not watching. Zach Allen says, "Who cares if they bandwagon us? Gives the Bills cash and helps out the franchise." True, that's the economic way to think about it. Yeah, I've been through hell and back, but I know that. Who cares? Very smart. Yep, it's all about the money. It's true. Let's get let's make Buffalo richer.
Max, how do you feel about? Oh, hold on a second. Here, I just saw his first thing. I want to read it. I was a bandwagon fan. Difference was I wasn't a fan of another team, but I still joined the Bills wagon in the 90s. It's always fine if you never hop off. I mean, if you're from Buffalo and you decide to start liking Buffalo, like, hey, I get it. Like, it's fun. I couldn't start watching, like, if I wanted to like get into hockey, I couldn't start watching the Sabres because I'd be like, no, they're terrible. Like, that just doesn't sound fun. Like, and that sounds kind of bad bandwagonish, but I'm just like, nah, like I'll at least wait till they're mediocre or something. But yeah, that's my thing. Last thing, Max, before we go into some outrageous predictions, Dable possibly leaving us as a head coach. How do you feel about this?
It's only been one season. I don't know if he's actually going to be in head coaching conversations.
He was already interviewed last season. Last offseason. How do you think he's not going to get it after this?
I don't know. I just don't let me think about that yet. We're only 3 weeks in, man. I don't want to think about a coach leaving to join another organization. Let's just block that out. We don't need that yet.
No, Max, this is a vidcast. We got to talk about shit.
God damn it.
But people have been bringing it up. Some people think it's just like it's a guarantee that he's going to be gone. And my thing was like, Dable needs like a really good position. He's always kind of had like poor offenses. Granted, he's had poor offenses to work with, but like somebody said the Jets, like what if he's like the Jets head coach next season? And for me, I'm just like, well, you got to give him enough time to like build a roster. Obviously, he's shown us this season, if you give him a good roster, like he can give you good numbers. So if he's going to a team that's like rebuilding or is going to have to rebuild, like, I'm sorry, like he's not going to give you instant success.
Yeah.
So that's my thought.
I will definitely say that if the trajectory of this Bills season continues with the way it's been going through 3 weeks, then yeah, he'll definitely be in head coaching conversations, because this is such an incredible turnaround from last year. Our offense, I believe, was something like 26th. Our passing offense was something like 26th in the league, and now we're 3rd in the league currently. So if that continues, then that's such a huge turnaround that you got to talk about head coaching positions, because that that's such a huge turnaround. It just makes sense.
Pierre says, wait, we're not still on the fire Dable train? Where did that train go? Execution trunks play calls 8 days a week. There definitely hasn't been any fire Dable this year, obviously. Last year, it kind of came and went. He got a lot of flack last year. It came and went.
We are really going fluctuating back and forth, it feels like, between the fire Dable train and now people are on the hire Dable train as a head coach. Like, it's kind of quick how that happened so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a strong start through the first 3 weeks of a season will do, I guess. So,
but my thing is, like, with Dable, is hopefully he's learned from like McDermott about just like locker room culture and stuff like that. So if he can copy that and take it to another team, that'd be great. But yeah, like I said, you got to give him time to build a good roster, because if he doesn't have something, then he shows that he can only do so much. He kind of did a little bit in 2018 with like that poor roster we had. Like we managed to string some wins together, but it's not a guarantee. But that was my last topic.
Spin makes a great point here. Josh Allen's progress in development is Dable's a win on his resume, and national take is Josh Allen pretty much went from nobody to somebody overnight. Yeah, Josh Allen's progression, helps Dable so much. Like that's the biggest thing, is basically Dable's kind of career hinges on how Josh Allen does really, in terms of being hired for a head coaching position. A head coach and an offensive coordinator, like that's how the relationship kind of works there.
Definitely.
And Lone Wolf says winning solves everything. Correct.
So Max, would you like to get into our predictions?
Yeah, I think it's time to get into a little. We've talked about the week that was. We got to get into some outrageous predictions. It's Raiders week.
Yes.
The Raiders.
And
can't really do a Berman.
I want to say, Max, we were talking before this, and we're still kind of getting used to this vidcast thing, but we feel like today we're kind of like hitting our stride a little bit, figuring out like our format. So if you guys are liking it today, like, let us know. We were really excited about today, about the show we got together. So anyhow, Max, you do a weekly blog or story during the season with your outrageous predictions. I read them. They're really good and inspired me to come up with some of my own. So we're gonna go back and forth with our outrageous predictions.
Quick plug to the buffalofanatics.com. You can check out amazing articles by our incredible staff of blog writers. We have so much content being pumped out, amazing articles every week. Jeremy just referenced my outrageous predictions column. I release it every Thursday. It's great. Go check it out.
Yeah. And I see Tom is giving us his score prediction, 34-17. Thank you, Tom, for sharing. But again, these are not your normal predictions. These are outrageous predictions.
Oh, yeah.
So, Max, let's give him an idea. And if you haven't read it, you can find his piece, but we're going to share them right now as well. Max, would you like to go first?
Yeah, first, we're going to go with, I think we saw last week Jon Gruden had a little mask trouble in New England. He was wearing, he had the mask kind of cut up, and it was people were labeling it on Twitter as a thong mask. Like he just looked like he was super unhappy to be wearing the mask. And it was barely, it didn't look like it was doing anything.
Yeah.
But so my prediction this week is that I think clearly Gruden versus the mask was one of the most interesting headlines of week 3. So I think this week he's going to go full fuck it mode and say, hey, I'm going to hold my breath for all 4 quarters. I'm going to hold my breath. And you know what? I think I can get through it because I'm a tough guy. I'm a football guy. Okay. I can do it.
So Gruden's going to hold his breath for
and we're going to cut over to him on CBS is going to cut over to him on the sideline in the second quarter. He's going to be like blue, super blue in the face, and like he's going to be barely hanging on to life. And that's what's going to happen.
I see that, and I kind of wanted to add to that, Max, because like we said, we're very pro science here. But remember, coronavirus can still get through like the eyes and the nose. So just holding his breath isn't going to be enough. So I'd like to add to your prediction and say that he's going to have Nathan Peterman there to like plug his nose for him. And then Gruden's just going to keep his eyes closed the entire time as well. and then he's just gonna have like Peterman while he's plugging his nose is just gonna be like dictating the game to him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you just threw an incomplete pass.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know how
Oh
he's
yeah,
gonna be able to communicate.
he's gonna be reading the game script to him. Basically, he's gonna be like as if Gruden is like blind and like it's like closed caption or not closed captioning, but the opposite of closed captioning on a movie. Like he's just reading out what's happening. Subtitles. Oh. Yeah, but like he can't see. I don't know.
Right.
I don't. Never mind.
That's okay.
Give me a prediction.
What's okay? My next one. At some point, first off, we heard Gruden talking about Josh Allen. You may have saw that in our thumbnail. Gruden is quite smitten with Josh Allen. Has nothing but nice things. We'll plug the wrong guy's nose. Yeah, that's
Tony
another thing he's gonna miss.
Singer. Tony B.
That's another thing.
A great one-liner there.
So we saw Gruden talk about Josh Allen. He's like he's everything that you would want in a quarterback. And before I get into my predictions, it's just funny because I imagine like Derek Carr hearing that and saying like, "Well, what am I?" And he's just like, "You're fine."
Like,
some things.
I think we got, I think we got to get to it now, Jeremy. I think you know what I'm about to bring up because we had a conversation with Jon Gruden this week, and this is what he had to say about Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's special, man. I love this guy. You want a quarterback that can put his team on his back? This guy is something else. Big arm, strong, competitor, smart. I lie awake at night salivating about dudes like this man. He came out of the womb a Gruden grinder. He plays football like a Mack truck. I'd trade away Derek Carr and half my offense in a heartbeat just to get a taste of this guy in the silver and black. Physicality, toughness. Allen brings it each and every down. Heck, I'm going to be too distracted Sunday to be coaching my own football team. I'd kill to pick this guy's brain, man. Give me 30 minutes alone with Josh with a whiteboard, and I'm pretty sure we could solve the coronavirus. Man, forget about Spider 2Y Banana. Together our minds could do special things, man. Special things.
Oh man.
I
would be all for you purchasing a Raiders hat just so you can wear it while you do your impression of him.
I got it. Yeah, I should make an investment in that.
Yeah. My next prediction, Max, is that Gruden is going to somehow hack like Josh Allen's like helmet speaker or whatever, just so he can like tell him how well he's doing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like after a play, like they'll be going up, and all of a sudden you just hear like, and he's like, hey Josh, it's John. He's like, just wanted to tell you, you're doing great out there, man. Great job. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Was my improv Gruden impression.
It's all right.
Like, who is this? And even Dable hears it. He's like, what's going on? He's like, someone's just saying nice things to me. It's John. And he's just like, sorry to bother you. Get back. Go ahead. He's like, by the way, like my quarterbacks are weak out there. Do that one route again. He's like, why are you telling me that?
And like Josh, obviously, he would hear the voice and he'd be like, "Oh, wait, that's Gruden. Like, what's going on here?" And then he'd like look over to Gruden on the sideline. Gruden be doing one of these. He'd be like, "Yeah, man, yeah."
No, I think he's doing one of these. He's like,
"Oh yeah." Well,
he's like, grins like, "Hi, Josh.
What's going on? What's going on there?"
But he can't do that because he's gonna have his eyes closed. Peterman's gonna be plugging his nose and he's gonna be holding his breath. But it'll be a pre-recorded message. He'll do a pre-recorded message beforehand.
Yeah.
Post game, Josh is going to be doing the post game press conference, and he's like, "Yes," and Gruden's going to pop up. He's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to say you did fantastic out there." He's like, "John, like, don't you have to do your own press conference right now?" He's like, "I'll get there."
Yeah, they're gonna be like tied at the hip like throughout all of Sunday. You're gonna suddenly, it'll be the second quarter, and the camera crews are gonna be like, "Wait, Jon Gruden isn't on the Raiders sideline," and you'll see him like in a Bills jacket right next to Josh Allen, like trying to disguise himself, just whispering in his ear.
And we got a few comments going along the same thing. Some people making their outrage predictions saying that Carr is gonna get injured and Peterman's gonna come in and tear it up.
Oh my God, yeah, Tony B. I'm so hoping. Can you imagine the Nate Peterman revenge game? That would be incredible. if like God first, we don't root for injuries. If Derek Carr, unfortunately, if he got hurt and Nate Peterman steps up and he's slinging it against the Bills defense, I think we'd have. I don't think there'd be any more questions about the Bills defense being bad because we'd get like 6 interceptions that game.
That'd be awesome. So Max, what was your next outrageous prediction?
Well, I had obviously my first one, the one I was leading off with, was about obviously Jon Gruden and holding his breath the whole time, and then I think the next one would be Jon Gruden. He's literally going to fall head over heels in love with Josh Allen, so we've already kind of discussed that. And then my next one is, I think it's a little more serious. I think not Zay Jones, Stephon Diggs is going to go off in fantasy this week. I think his fantasy value is going to hit an all-time high because I think this is just going to be the Stephon Diggs game where it's like, we know Josh Allen's been distributing the ball to a lot of wide receivers over the first 3 weeks, but I think this is the game where he kind of locks in on Diggs as the true number one, and he targets him repeatedly and often, and he goes off for like 150 receiving yards or something like that.
Nice. My last prediction is that Zay Jones is going to be inactive for the game because he's going to be injured, but it's not going to be a football injury. It's because Jon Gruden is just going to be so like amazed by his like levitation thing that he's going to make him perform it at his kid's birthday party. And his like elderly father is going to see it and accuse Zay of being like a sorcerer and attack him. And so Zay's going to be injured. He's not going to play because of that reason. And I just picture like Gruden like on like YouTube on his phone, just watching like a repeat of Zay doing that. And he's just like, how's he do that?
Yeah.
And he's like, Zay, tell me how you do that.
There,
he's like, I just pushed myself up. He's like, no, that's not it. How do you do it? Come on, tell me.
That, man. It's pretty magical there. I don't know what's going on there, man.
It's like it's not that big a deal. He's like, it's awesome.
You study sorcery in college, man? What's going on?
Went to Hogwarts.
Yeah. You Hufflepuff, man? Or you Ravenclaw?
But
I'm cracking
anyhow,
myself.
The only preview I have for the Raiders, because I'm sorry, people, you don't come to me for previews, but they got some injuries. They got Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, I think it was, like are out. They still got some weapons, but the defense, I think they're a little banged up. Our offense, I think, should be able to have a pretty good game. Gruden on the Bill sideline giving him a shoulder rub and asking him if he's ever seen
Tony B is definitely one of our funniest commenters. He's always chiming in with some funny lines here. I love it. And Josh Allen's mustache says, "I miss Peterman." I miss Peterman too, man. Just for the comedy of it, and like, it was sad and embarrassing to see him start and just make mistake after mistake. But it was also kind of a thing where it was just, he made the game fun. If not, he made it painful. But he also kind of made it
the right word
a little bit.
Fun,
like,
really.
I know, but it's like you want to see this guy succeed, and I don't know. I miss him just because he had such a story to him, and I feel bad for him. I don't know. I'm a big story guy, so
yeah, we know that. That's why you're a Levi Wallace fan.
It's the memes. It's the memes. I love the memes.
Speaking of stories, we forgot to mention how we're pretty sure the Bills are just posting practice videos of Duke just to fuck with fans now. I mean,
yeah.
Every now and then they show
ridiculous.
like him making a really good catch, and it's like, yeah, you like Duke Williams still? You like that practice squad wide receiver? You wish he was on the 53? He's not. Look what he's doing on the practice squad. And we're just like, stop it.
It makes you think, like, for some reason, the Bills' social media is super invested in making Duke Williams look amazing. Like, I don't know why. And he is amazing on social media during practice videos, but like never super amazing in real life on our field when we see him play. He's good, but I don't know. We just keep seeing videos of him. I think they are trying to fuck with us. I think you're right.
Yeah. Somebody Tom was asking, are we surprised he's still in the league? I assume you're talking about Peterman.
Got it.
I mean, I feel like the Lions also gave him a workout afterwards. Do you remember that? I feel like the Lions. Yeah, I think the Lions also will work out. I mean, it was a 5th-round pick, and the Bills. We weren't good that season, so maybe on the outside somebody could think, well, that was a bad offense. He's good at these things. He does well in the preseason. Maybe we can take him and do something with him.
I think that's the thing you have to remember is like he is really good in the preseason, and yes, that's not the regular season, but I don't know. I think teams are kind of tricked into thinking, well, if he keeps doing well in the preseason, then he's got to be a good quarterback somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But anyhow, Max, are you ready to just? We got some time. Just do some questions,
Q&A?
comments.
Q&A.
Absolutely. It's your guys' time from here on out. I think we got about 10, 15 minutes, however long you guys keep the conversation going. If you got any questions, comments, please put them up there.
Concerns.
Let me start with this one right here. I think maybe we're talking about some Madden players. Just played a game. Allen, 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, 110 on the ground, 2 rushing. Bills, 59-24. So after Allen's game against the Rams, the Madden Twitter posted Max, and I forgot to mention this. They say, okay, like they show like a highlight of him making like a pass, and it wasn't one of his best passes. He's like, Josh Allen's Madden rating increased. It's like 78 to 80 or 79, and you're just like, thanks. Like going from a 78 to a 79 sounds exactly like it sounds. You're just like,
more of an insult.
Cool.
It's more of an insult than an improvement. It's like what's striking to me about that Madden simulation that you did, I'm Capo, is that I think last year we'd see that and be like that could never happen in a real game. But this season it's almost like we see that stat line and we're like, yeah, it might happen. It might actually happen because he's just been thrown for a crazy amount of yards through 3 weeks. So I don't know, not out of the realm of possibility.
Tom asked, do you think Josh Norman makes an impact tomorrow? I think McDermott, with Josh Norman being a former Panther, he wants to see what he can do. So, Norman plays very well in zone, and I know that's what we run most of the time. But yeah, it'll be interesting. And who knows? I mean, no preseason. He's coming off of IR. He's got to go right into a game. So I mean, maybe it takes him a little bit. I don't know. I hope for yes. Like I absolutely want him to, because our boy Max, Max, your boy is again a little inconsistent.
No, genuine answer to this question. I don't think he does make an impact. I think we see him on the field very limited because I think they work him back slow, as I said before, and I think Levi does everything in his power to keep that cornerback 2 spot.
I mean, the Raiders are probably going to be going after their tight end, Darren Waller. They have a slot in Hunter Renfrow. So, our boundary corners may not even see too many targets. I mean, obviously they'll see some, but I think that's what they're going to try to focus on. Of course, Josh Jacobs. So, Taron Johnson is going to have to, really come out tomorrow for sure. Both our linebackers will be back, so hopefully we can take away Darren Waller from him. So it's really about, as far as impact, the run defense, I think, really has to show up, and Taron Johnson as well.
I got another question here. Josh Allen's mustache says, Gase, coach of the year, for just the pure willpower to stay with that job and not quit for an entire calendar year. I think that deserves some recognition.
I want to ask Casey, because he's our Buffalo Fanatics gambling expert, and I'm curious, if I put like $100 on Gase winning coach of the year, like how much would I win? That's a question I got for Casey. So
I saw a similar tweet. It was like the Jets are 750 to 1 odds to win the Super Bowl this year. That means that if you bet $100 on the Jets to win the Super Bowl, you would lose $100.
So they're so bad that you'd lose money from betting on them still. That's how it worked, right?
No, it was the joke of like the fact that there's no possible way that they win, that they make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. So no, don't make that bet. They're not going to go anywhere.
Quick question here: does Epinesa make an impact? I mean, obviously they've been kind of slowly introducing him into the game. You know, he was a healthy scratch the first one. Mario Addison is questionable, so if he's out, then I get mixed up with my left and right ends. I believe Addison is the left end, and I forget, but very possible. I mean, I honestly don't know.
Ask the
It's
Bills
all
guys. No.
yeah. That's more of the question for them. Again, he's
Um,
a rookie, so it's just I don't know. I mean, he had his
it's
first sack
tricky.
against the Rams, which is awesome. But
Given that our
yeah,
defensive line has been underwhelming this year, like I think we're going to do everything we can to mix it up at times. So I think we
mhm,
could see a lot of different guys contribute potentially, and I think Epinesa could be one of them.
could be.
So
But like I said, as a rookie,
yeah,
it's just kind of hard to say with him. You know, he's still got some learning to do.
yeah.
Looking through the questions, Josh Allen Gage is my favorite coach in the division. Same.
Wait,
I
what?
just Josh
Oh,
Allen's mustache is
it's
Gase is my favorite. It's funny because
it's
Gase just
great.
loves to blame everybody else, and like he's just sitting at home at the dinner table eating dinner, and he's just like, God, like why do I keep getting put in these shitty situations? You know, like I'm so good. Like why does this keep happening to me? And his wife is probably just like, I know, babe, it sucks. And I wonder if his wife thinks he sucks too.
Yeah,
You know,
probably. Like, probably. He's
his
not. He can't be a happy person with his job right now. So
it'd be funny if like fly on the wall, like his wife just like slams his table. She's like, "Damn it, Adam!" She's like, "You need to stop this running back by committee approach. You need to give Le'Veon Bell his targets. You need to stop that. I'm tired of this shit." He's like, "Whoa, babe, calm down."
whoa, those are some good ideas. I should implement them.
Yeah. She's like, "That's." He's so bad that even his wife's just like, "No, this is what you need to do." Do we think Gabe Davis has a breakout game? Again, if Brown's playing, you know, Brown and Diggs are gonna eat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but again, let's remember that we're doing a lot of 4 wide receiver sets this year, so a lot of different targets can catch balls and get lots of yardage. So I don't think necessarily if John Brown, Stephon Diggs, and Cole Beasley are healthy, that doesn't mean that Gabe Davis can't have an impact.
I first
Because
read this
the
as that they lost to a backup quarterback, and I was like, no, they lost to the backup, but he did put that as well. So yes, the Jets lost to
yeah,
a third
Jets are
string.
bad. Brett Rippon of the Broncos.
I bet like while that game was happening, John Elway was probably like, oh, this Ripien guy is pretty good. Like we should try to get him on our team. And they're like, he is on our team. He's like, really? I made a good decision at quarterback. Cool.
Dustin Line says, hot take. We have 3 tight ends catch TDs tomorrow. Gilliam, Knox, and Croft or Smith. I'm not Nostradamus. FFS. I'm confused.
Smith has, oh, for fuck's sake. I think that's what that means.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Yeah. Smith has already had his touchdown for the season, so there's no way he gets another one. Sorry. He's already maxed out.
Yeah. Remember,
it's the rules.
Let's remember where we are with Lee Smith. He's the blocking tight end and he gets penalties. That's his role. He sticks to it.
Yes. If Lee Smith is catching a touchdown, that means I don't know what that means. Sometimes it's just like surprise, like you weren't expecting him, or everything else is on fire. That's
Dustin,
why Lee Smith got the touchdown.
That take would really fuck up like fantasy teams if you had Bills players on your fantasy team, because like if you had Stephon Diggs or Cole Beasley or Josh Allen, well, not really Josh Allen, but if you had Stephon Diggs and you have 3, yeah, you did that, I think. Oh, maybe I did. Oh, shoot. Oh, guys, sorry.
Sensitive.
But yeah, that'd fuck up fantasy teams if you had Stephon Diggs, because then he's not getting any of the touchdowns, and you got 3 tight ends catching the touchdowns. That's interesting. Gilliam, Knox, and Croft. Yeah, Smith isn't going to catch a touchdown.
Yeah, again, he's already had his for the year. He's done.
Yep.
I don't know if I can do the next one. Lone Wolf says, "Will Motor get his 100 yards rushing?" I don't know. Maybe we can. First off, people are saying that we should absolutely be running a ball against the Raiders, but I think we also went into the Dolphins game saying we should absolutely run the ball, and Dable was like, "Nope, gonna throw it." So maybe Singletary sees another game like the Rams where he doesn't hit like 100, but he gets like 70 yards or so. But Singletary's also been shown to work out as kind of like a safety net to like get these little dump off passes and pick up some passing yardage there. So he had like 50 passing yards against the Rams. So if he doesn't do 100 yards rushing, I can see him having another game like the Rams game where he's just doing like where he's there in the rushing and the passing game. I could see that. I would love for him to do a 100-yard game. Somebody said Sony Michel against the Raiders like had over 100 or I think 120 yards rushing on just 9 carries. So it's very possible that, so maybe Singletary can get 100 yards if he could just get like 12 or 15 touches against the Raiders. So
yeah, I'd expect, I think it's very easy to see Singletary getting 100 yards from scrimmage. I don't know if the way our offense is built, I don't know if I can see it just 100 yards rushing just because we like to pass the ball so much this year. But yeah, Singletary is definitely our option receiving the ball out of the backfield, our primary option there. So 100 yards from scrimmage. I don't know about 100 yards rushing. That's going to be tough.
I like Matt's comment. Lee Smith, he's like, I'm a blocking tight end. I'm here to get holding penalties. But luckily, like somebody mentioned, not a lot of holding penalties are being called this season. So Lee Smith is like, then why am I here? What am I doing?
Yeah, Josh Allen's mustache says that refs aren't calling as many holding penalties. Lee Smith, it's my time to shine. That's right. I forgot about this too. Tony B. I just realized Incognito is on the Raiders.
He's on IR though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's on IR.
He's gone incognito mode. Is that what you're saying?
He was doing really well too.
I'll leave. That was bad.
Get out, Max. Get out. But yeah, he had a really good start to the season, but he did it. Does Josh go over 300 again? I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. Why not? Mm-hmm. I didn't think he'd go over 303 games in a row. So at this point, who am I to fucking say? Yes,
exactly.
He does it.
Like, I'm trying to like make my outrageous columns prediction articles like more outrageous each week because like I feel like I just keep setting these high expectations for Josh Allen and he just keeps meeting them. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to set predictions that aren't realistic, but I don't know. It's a me problem.
Josh Allen also says we get crap for being the Carolina Bills. Vegas has all our rejects. Yeah, I mean, Incognito wasn't so much like a reject. I think it was like contract disputes, but they got Zay Jones. Do they have any other former Bills? Oh, Peterman, obviously. So they do got some Bills on there. You got one, Max?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was a little spacing out there. I mean, if they defend against the run like Denver did against. Oh, did I pull that one up? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Let's suppose.
Are you seeing that? Seeing someone's getting blocked for 5 minutes?
I don't. Dustin Lines. I did not mean to do that. If I did that to you, I apologize for blocking you for 5 minutes. I meant to block someone else, and I eventually got to them. But JJ,
okay.
Yeah, someone said something a little insensitive, but that's neither here nor there. JJ Pollock says, "What's our biggest need in the upcoming draft?" Oh boy, draft talk.
As of right now, for me, while you think about this, Max, I'm thinking cornerback first round.
No, Levi.
I want to see that. I want another stud at CB2. We're paying Trey some money that I think we got to get another guy for the cheap on the right, and I'm okay with going like first or second round for a cornerback. And honestly, if Taron Johnson doesn't start stepping up, then I mean, we might be doing a slot corner in the second or third as well.
I think we need. I'm going to say we need probably a replacement for Matt Milano because I don't think we're going to be able to re-sign Matt Milano this offseason. So I'm saying, I think we're going to. I don't know if we will. I'm going to be honest.
You want to make a bet on it in front of these people? Want to do this?
Sure. How much money?
Okay. I don't know. People put in the chat how much we should bet on this. I think we absolutely sign Matt Milano.
Really?
I think
all right.
Happen. Yes.
You're gonna zig. I'm gonna zag. I'm gonna say we don't. I think we draft another outside linebacker.
How about if we sign him, then you have to do a show wearing like a bikini top. Yeah.
Gosh.
Huh?
Do I get to wear the bikini top over a shirt, or do I just
No.
have to?
Nope.
All right.
Just gotta wear it on top.
I don't know if I'm willing. Damn, Lamar Odo coming out my neck, bro. Who takes their heart gobbers? I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think we got priorities other places. I love Milano. I hope he stays, but I think it's easier to replace, an outside linebacker than a lot of other positions on our roster. So
He just says defensive end. It's possible. I mean, Jerry Hughes, they just posted this recently. He is still winning like his matchups, like the most of any defensive end. So I mean, do we like give him like another year after this? Like I know he's getting up there in age, but according to the stats, like he's still going off. So that with that, we gave Addison a 3-year deal. I feel like we'd almost be in the same position if we drafted like another defensive end so early. Again, I'm all about more youth, but if the old guys are still like doing it, then I mean, I feel like we kind of keep going.
Yeah. I think it would be good to get a little younger at defensive end. I think that's a good pick there, PJ. Yeah, I definitely agree.
He also has tight end after that. And again, I'm just thinking about like the first couple rounds, like the first 3. If we drafted another tight end, then again, I really like Knox. Then I would hope that they would have 2 tight ends on the field, because I would like to, if we went for another like tight end that we thought was going to like ball out, then I would hope we got to see him and Knox like on the field at the same time, or at least splitting reps as far as tight end goes.
Yeah.
Need a right tackle, possibly left guard from Schedule 1 NE 315. Yeah, I can see that. It seems like Daryl Williams, right? Is that what it is? I forget, because we have like Daryl Williams, we have like Daryl Johnson, we have all these people. He's been playing well this season, and if he continues, then maybe he just gets extended. So I think we got to see how that plays out.
Yeah. I definitely
someone said
agree.
something about
offensive line picks. Depth offensive line picks are good.
Yes. The loser has to wear a dress, but to make it bad, you have to wear a Brady jersey with it. So Max, you're not feeling the bikini top. So a dress with the Brady jersey. So a dress like over a Brady jersey. Max is not liking.
I don't want to make this bet. I'm not confident enough in this bet.
Okay. All right. $5, Max. $5 bet.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Keep it small. $5.
Keep it easy.
Yeah.
Although that is no fun. We'll discuss this later, and
all right,
we might come to a good bet. I don't know.
All right, we'll do it at the end. Zach Allen says cornerback, tight end, or linebacker. If we have Edmonds and Milano resign, which I think we will, a linebacker maybe to replace AJ Klein, who is okay. Like, but maybe if a good player to replace him falls in our lap, then I'd be okay with that. Hughes signed through next year. Okay, so we have one more with Hughes. Again, Hughes is still doing well this year. Like the stats aren't showing, but he's beating his guys. Quarterbacks are just getting the ball out really fast. So, yeah, if we got him for another year, then keep him out there. If you're not picking high, you need a guy you can develop. True, we don't plan on picking super high, so bottom of the first round.
We do plan on winning games this year. So yeah, let's not pick high. That's something we should agree on. Let's not pick high.
PJ also says that Williams is playing great and super cheap, but I think we only have him on 1 year. So if he's playing really well, then if we extend him, then he's probably going to want to increase,
Yeah.
So, Williams doing great. Cody Ford is doing well at guard. Not a Brady jersey. That's true. I don't want to see any Brady jerseys on this vidcast.
We don't want to see that. We're going to lose a lot of viewers if we even show that. So we don't want that to happen.
Lone Wolf, it says a Speedo, but Max, we don't show from the waist down. So that would kind of be.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I like this one. But loser has to buy a Diggs jersey.
Ooh, that's good. I like that, because then one of us gets something that we want.
Yeah, I mean, and it could be a Chinese one too, because
the cheaper Chinese ones.
I want to ask you.
Don't tell the NFL we said that. Ooh.
I'm not gonna ask you to buy me $100 one, but hey, I like that one. Or jersey of their choice. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I got a guide, like $40.
You know, Jeremy, it's been about an hour and a half here. I think we
That's
have
true.
a comment that I think can wrap us up here because
Okay.
Buffalo Mafia News says, "Why would my man Jeremy ditch us for a wedding?" Congrats, bud. So everyone congratulate Jeremy once again because he's had a pretty awesome week. And
Yeah.
not only did he tie the knot, but he also saw his Bills win in super exciting fashion.
Very
So
true.
quite a week for Jeremy. Couldn't be prouder of you, man. And
It was. Thank you so
yeah.
much. Again, she's not a Bills fan. She's not a member of Bills Mafia, so
she just
yeah,
has to put
that
up with
wasn't gonna
you.
work.
You know, that's kind of how
She
it
does.
works. Being
At about,
wedded to someone of Bills Mafia has got to be tough.
I was hoping to maybe like be able to just jump in, like get the link and show up. But about this time this was happening, I was about I was about 2 hours away from my ceremony starting, and I was probably like wrapping up like my groomsmen's pictures. So I probably could have, but hey, hopefully that's the last time.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not mad at you for not jumping on the stream when you had a wedding going on.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't care if you were. Anyways, hey, it's got to happen. But hey, I'm glad you guys. Like I said, I hope I was missed. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, you were definitely missed. We had awesome. Casey was awesome in your place, and I like this comment by Lone Wolf. At least she's not a Cowboys fan, so it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Just a Colts fan.
Absolutely.
We like Colts
So,
fans.
absolutely. Really quick, someone asked who's calling the Bills game this weekend. Do you know? I feel like I heard it. I can't recall it though.
I don't know. Well, I will say that since the Patriots Chiefs game is now either going to be moved to Tuesday night or maybe potentially postponed even further down the line, that means the CBS late window is going to be the Bills, like the prime CBS late window is going to be Bills Raiders. So we're going to be on national television for most of the country, if not all of the country, maybe.
That better not mess up my Sunday ticket.
I don't know if that means Jim Nantz, because I'm Jim Nantz and Tony Romo were planning to do the Patriots Chiefs game. I don't know if they're going to fly to Vegas now. Like that'd be pretty short notice to go from one place to another. So I don't know who's calling it. We're going to see.
Yep. Someone's saying Tony Romo.
Maybe someone can look that up
want.
and put it on Twitter or something, or tell us in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I'd love to hear Tony Romo, but
yeah,
I don't know.
But yeah, I think this is a good time to wrap it up. Thank you guys for being here. If we can go for this long, that means you're enjoying yourselves, and we are as well. But happy to be back, and yeah, we'll be back next week. And we got the Titans debacle to kind of talk about, right? That's what's we got to pay attention to. But
yeah,
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyways, once again, thank you guys again happy to be back. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jeremy. You can find me on Twitter at Buffalornia.
And my name is Max. You can find me on Twitter at Cinco de Maxo. And you can find our vidcast Twitter at Bills Overdue. Overdue right there. Bills_overdue. We're on Twitter. We post updates to when we're streaming and stuff like that. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a fun time.
Yes, it was. And yeah, excited for the game tomorrow. Go Bills.
Go Bills.